Whoa. How's it going? Welcome to the county of Kent, and in particular, the village of Sandwich. So, as you may or may not know, I'm currently shooting for Channel 4 on a property show, quite a well-known property show, location. And my main job really is the for this show anyway, is drone, and it's all about the establishing shots. So when you hear the voiceover and it says Sue and Steve are thinking about buying a house in the area of Kent, and particularly Sandwich, when that voiceover's kicking in, that's when you'll see my sort of aerial shots being, working across the horizon and showing the pretty landscape of which the houses are set in. That's what I'm doing. So I'm in Sandwich. I'm in this hotel called the Salutation Inn, or the Salutation Hotel. It's the oldest. I think actually the town's actually one of the oldest medieval towns in England. But this hotel is the first Grade 1 listed 20th century property, built by three brothers who lived in London who needed a bachelor pad. It's pretty swanky. Well, today's vlog is going to be about hearts and minds. Today's episode is going to be about hearts and minds. Now, what I mean by that is that to gain the trust and working relationship with those that you're trying to get something out of, that is. Invariably, that was used in the past. The military and the likes used to gain the hearts and minds of a country that they were using as a forward operating base before they went in to do whatever it is that they were doing. For me, however, hearts and minds is establishing a good working relationship with your client, your production, and your location. What this all stems from is a question I posed on a Facebook group called No Small Creators, a phrase coined by the YouTuber Cody Warner, who reckoned that irrespective of your subscriptions and likes and such like, anybody who's a creator is just exactly that. It shouldn't be measured on your worth of how many people has actually subscribed to your channel. If you create content, and whether you've got 10 or a million, you're still a creator. So nobody's a small creator, everybody's just a creator under one banner. And while I share that sentiment, I also posed a question on the group asking for a sort of Q&A because I was inspired by a fellow YouTuber, Martin Ivanov, who also did a similar thing about asking questions, and many people engaged with him. Now, not everybody engaged with me for various reasons. Who knows? It wasn't like it wasn't a hard thing to do. But certainly, all I was looking for was other creators to ask me questions from a creative perspective, or about my creativity or my channel, and see if they wanted to know anything. So rather than to join in the current trend of people who seem to, I suppose, feel disheartened, it would be the good phrase to use, about not having enough credibility online, I decided to use this as a positive measure because there was only 2 questions asked. So I thought, why don't I make a video about each question? So the question was about how I gain my clients, how I get work. So this is going to be the backdrop to this narrative, how I get work. So Hearts and Minds is the title that I've come up with for this answer. It was World Photography Day a couple of days ago, and I posted up an image on my Twitter feed, an image that I took when I wasn't a commercial operator. And it was that photo that then led into a whole host of different type of work. And it was that inspiration plus this question that made me realise there was actually a fundamental need for me to do this video to let other creators know how to operate within the realms of the commercial sector. Now, I'm a camera operator, and I operate on the ground, in the air, and underwater. I can tick 3 boxes within my remit. But YouTube for me is it's a hobby. It's a tack on. It's not part of my business. However, whatever I shoot and share on there is a reflection of me and my business. Because I'm freelance, I rely heavily on my ability and my personality. As a drone pilot, as a cameraman, and as a diver, people need to know that when they hire me, they're going to get what it is that they need. The reason I'm using the backdrop of this hotel and this lovely garden here is for the very same reason. Now, I've been employed by a production company as a drone operator to come to a location to shoot it. I arrived early. I went in without my kit and spoke to the name that was on the call sheet and introduced myself and had a discussion. Coffee was offered, coffee was gratefully received, and a discussion then ensued about what I was going to do. I was then introduced to the head greenskeeper, who's the person that keeps this amazing place the way it does. After a brief chat with him, which was actually very informative because he started giving me a lot of history chat about the house, the gardens, the grounds, the town and various other things, which is invaluable for me because I can then add that into my shoot. Part of the deal here is that when you want to film somewhere, there's invariably a cost. There's always a cost involved. Nobody ever does anything for free. So by getting the hotel grounds as the private residence or hotel to take off and land is brilliant. And they didn't charge us a fee either, which is even better. However, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't give something for it. Now what I've done is I've shot additional B-roll for the hotel on the grounds. So once I finished doing what I'm doing, I switched batteries and I started shooting low shots of the house, over the house, around the house, into the gardens, and did as many creative things as I could do. So when the question was asked by Martin, and it was a good question, how do I get my business? Well, this is how I get my business. I've turned up on time, I've shot what I'm supposed to shoot for production, I've shot additional footage for the private hotel, and we'll send that on to them separately that they can use for social media. It just shows that you do have an interest and that you have a bit of personality about you, because personality counts. And this ties us back into YouTube. It's not necessarily about what your content is about, it's your personality that counts more than the content. The content helps a lot, and believe me, if you're shooting rubbish content, then, well, nobody's going to watch it. But then if you've got an engaging personality, they actually might watch it. I mean, because there's people out there watching YouTube videos with people who eat food, and that's all they do. I mean, there was a girl with over 1 million subscribers, and she's only had 2 videos out, but because she was taking showers with a snake, that seemed to be floating a few people's boats. How do I get new contracts? Well, I sell myself. I'm not into the servitude or prostitution, as that would imply. But me, the personality, the man behind the camera, it's me that gets the work. My work is important, and what I shoot is important, and it needs to be good. But it is also me. It's a reflection of me and how I do that. If you want to gain more work and you want to gain more notoriety, then it's about you, how you put yourself across. And the same will apply to YouTube and various other social media outlets. I like to have a rant every now and again, although I try and avoid it on this channel on the basis that I've already established that, well, this is for fun and that I do this as a hobby. It also is a reflection of my work and the type of person that I am. So if I start kicking off about things on this channel, it's going to translate to my professional life. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something from it. I hope that Martin's question, I'll link his description below to his channel. You should go and check him out and say hello at least. It's only fair that I do the same right back. He did the same for me. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I would love for you to kind of stick around for future videos, as I will be doing part 2 of this video, which would be the other question that I was asked. Yeah, I'll speak to you all in the next video, and I hope you all have a pleasant day.